All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 140-pound division where Stephen Espinoza gives insight into the Errol Spence Jr. Terence Crawford fight and the Errol Spence Jr. Keith Thurman fight. And to me, it sounds like good news because, hey, man, I am eternally optimistic, but also I think we're going to really get a good fight based on what he said, and I think that that fight is pretty much done. But let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to be in the 147-pound division where Errol Spence Jr. looks like he will be fighting Keith Thurman next, based off the words of Stephen Espinoza. But Stephen Espinoza also gives insight into what is still going on with the Errol Spence Jr. Terence Crawford fight and what he believes is the real reason that the fight has not been made yet. But before I get into that, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you are a longtime supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. Like my guy, Unadulterated Truth, who has been around for a very, very long time. William Old School Art, what's good with you, sir? And also a special shout out to a channel on YouTube, man, that I've always been a big supporter of. Shout out to KQKC Boxing Network. Thank you for sending me that note. For some reason, I can't respond to you on Instagram. However, brother, I thank you so much for your comments, and good luck to you on your videos and your channels. Make sure you guys go subscribe to him. Great guy, especially when he calls those fights. Let's get into this, though. Stephen Espinoza gave some interviews to YSM Sports Media. Now, you know me, if you pay attention to this channel, we do these videos pretty much every day. My approach to doing these videos is that I'm talking straight to you about what I've seen, what I've heard, and it's pretty much all about that. YSM Sports Media did an interview with Stephen Espinoza that you can go check out on their channel. I'm not going to take their property, cut it up, stick it on my channel so you can see it on mine. You can go there and check it out. However, what Stephen Espinoza was talking about to YSM Sports Media, in essence, was what's going on with Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford, and also in the midst of talking about it, let some information out about, I don't know if he meant to do it or not, but it slipped. It is what it is, about Errol Spence Jr. and Keith Thurman. So as far as Errol Spence Jr. and Keith Thurman goes, Errol Spence Jr. was set to fight Keith Thurman before he had the injury that he sustained in a car accident that took place in December. If you do not recall, let me remind you, Errol Spence Jr. was driving and he got hit head-on, had a head-on collision with a minor who was an unlicensed driver, lost control of his car and was going the wrong way down a one-way street, or the wrong way down the street, ran head-on straight into Errol Spence, and Errol Spence Jr. suffered some injuries. We do not know the extent of the injuries that Errol Spence Jr. suffered, but that is what delayed the Keith Thurman fight. And if you paid attention to the channel, where my inside sources, and by inside sources, I just mean managers in the business, right? People that are, have fighters on fight cards, people who are negotiating deals, looking to get their fighters on particular cards. If you talk to them, they'll be like, okay, yeah, I know when this date is coming up. They're looking at this date. They're looking at that date. We're looking to be on this card. We're looking to be on that card. That type of situation. Nobody in the PBC offices or anything like that. But, just people that are kind of in the know in the boxing world. They said that the fight that Errol Spence Jr. and Deontay Wilder, Jermall Charlo's fights are going to be announced soon, that they have the majority of those fights done. And if you paid attention to the fight that took place this weekend with Tony Harrison versus Tim Tszyu, you would have seen that they also pretty much said the same thing, because they went through their schedule, and then after they got done with all of the fights that were scheduled, they basically played a highlight and said, and coming soon, Errol Spence Jr., then they showed Keith Thurman, then they showed Jermell Charlo, then they showed Jamal Charlo, they also showed Jaron Ennis. So they announced that they've got more fight dates and more stuff coming from all those guys, and two of them that were on there were Errol and Keith Thurman. So I think, seeing as Terence Crawford has a mandatory fight coming up with Alexis Rocha, which he has 6 more days to come to a conclusion with, or they're going to go to purse bid, right? The purse bid is on the 19th, of course, unless they mutually agree, and that being Terence Crawford and Golden Boy, to extend the negotiation time. The sanctioning bodies usually allow that to take place. But as it is right now, they have till the 19th of March, and today is the 13th of March, to come to that, to come to an agreement. Otherwise, it's going to go to purse bid. And at that point in time, I think that they're really kind of looking to get that fight in June, somewhere around the June timeframe, according to what Oscar De La Hoya has said. So that said, those Errol Spence Jr. and Keith Thurman is probably going to get done, and probably going to get announced in the next couple weeks, is what I would suppose. Now, Stephen Espinoza also got into what he thought was going on with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, which is that those two guys have never stopped negotiating, never stopped talking about the fight since last December. And that really the issue is just money, and getting to the point where both sides feel comfortable about the money. Terence Crawford feels comfortable about the money. Errol Spence feels comfortable about the money. So Stephen Espinoza had said in another interview besides that that he feels optimistic about it, and that he is really not going to give up on making that bout take place until both of those fighters retire. And obviously, because the Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia fight is taking place, people are hopeful that that big fight taking place will, encourage Errol Spence and Terence Crawford to be able to get, that fight negotiated and done. Now, my personal take on that is this. God dog, man, what else? What more do you need? Like, how much negotiating can you do for another, what is this, March has been another 4 months, so now they've been negotiating almost a solid year. What's the issue? Now, once Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia get through with their fight, if those guys do the gate that I think that they're going to do, which is way above 15 million, very well could be over 20 million, could be as much as $25 million gate. They do 800,000 pay-per-views for that particular fight. There should not be any need on Terence Crawford's side to say, how much money are you going to guarantee me? Because those two fights are like size, and with the amount of money that you're going to get based off of the ticket sales and the pay-per-views that it can sell, there should be no reason to say, okay, well, I don't really want to take a chance. I need $20 million up front. If that fight is projected to do that well, and Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis can do that well, man, come on, man. Just whatever, if you're not willing to put up money yourself to invest in the fight, or you're going to bring in a promoter like Golden Boy, which they may do, and Golden Boy puts that money up there and is willing to gamble that money to give the guarantee, hey, that may work, right? But you're definitely going to need a promoter to come in there and do that. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.